take Mr. Richardson's time up. He gave us a half an hour to speak. If anybody has any questions while I'm standing here, I'm here to answer. And with that said, we're in court. The judge heard the oral arguments June 10th. He still hasn't came back with a decision. What the reason is, I don't know why. Our lawyer is emailing him, calling him, no response. But he has to come back with a decision too. And again, like Blunt said, if we ask for donations, we're not lining our pockets. If anybody ever had any dealings with lawyers want money before they work. They're not going to do nothing for free. So what we want to do, we have affidavits here also. If you're having any problems, and if anybody fixed the problem, we still would like for you to file an affidavit with us so we can give it to the lawyer. The reason for that, the crime was committed. You were denied your medicine, your doctor no longer takes your medical, so we need an affidavit from you. Because what Aetna told the judge in the hearing, that they have no denials, they don't deny the medication, they have no pre-authorizations, which we know is a lie. Does anybody have any questions so far? Go ahead, Anita.
Yes, I just. Go ahead.
Who are you guys suing? Are you suing the transit authority or are you suing TWU?
We're still suing both. Because the TWU is suing because there was language in the contract that when you become Medicare age, no, the language started as this. From 55 to 65, you kept the same level of benefits. Once you turn 65, you got Medicare, which paid 8%. The transit authority was on the hook for the 20%. In 2023, they negotiated a contract which just took transit authority off the hook. It's saving them $73 million almost a month by not paying this 20%. So they took them off the hook and left us out there with the bag. The transit authority knew this. The union didn't go to the meetings that they were supposed to go to. There's a stipulation saying that they were supposed to meet with the transit authority quarterly so that they could keep our same level of benefits no matter what, how much the price went up or anything. It was never done. So we had to include the union. I didn't want to sue my union. I was a part of it. I was a union officer for 10 years. I know the language in the contract. So they're lying to people, telling them that it was because of the strike that we gave away our medical. It's not true. Did that answer your question, brother?
Can I add something to that, Lloyd? And just so you guys understand, I actually sat down with Roger Toussaint, who negotiated the contract before Sanderson and us. And he explains in that video, it's on our YouTube channel. He explains in that video how he set it up so that the future can't be touched. And once he got out of office, that's exactly what they did. They took it away from you guys. So that's one of the reasons why we're actually suing the union. Nobody wants to sue the union, but they were part of this. And they're not telling you. They're going around saying that this is the best thing since sliced bread and that everybody's happy. This program one size does not fit all. There's a lot of people we have on our YouTube channel, we have testimonies of people who have been wronged horribly. And yet they're still going around saying, oh no, don't look over there. We know everything's great. They're lying to you. They lied on us a couple of times. That's why I said what I said in the beginning, because they were saying we were lining our pockets with the money. Don't give them nothing. They said it in an official newsletter. Called us by our name, saying that don't listen to them, they're lying. We have testimony of people who have been struggling with this new Medicare Advantage stuff.
Go ahead.
Yes, could you talk about what happened with TW Local 106?
Yes. TW 106 is a part of our international. They had their constitution changed so that in any president that comes along and negotiates a contract, they cannot include Medicare Advantage. And the international president signed off on that, but he's a member of Local 100 and he allowed them to do it to the Local 100 members. I know I sound like I'm angry with the union. I am angry with the union. I worked for them for 26 years, knowing that I was gonna be all right once I became 65, and you gave it away. Now, ATU in Brooklyn, New York, he will not settle his contract until Medicare Advantage is taken off the table. So that's telling you how bad this is. And we're not down here blowing smoke. I wouldn't fly all the way down here to tell y'all this. And I want to thank y'all for paving the way for guys like me to get on that job. All right? Is there any other questions? Go ahead.
You know, you mentioned what Roger did. There were some things he did that people didn't like. And there's things here. I think it's wrong not to have choice. Absolutely. You know, but the problem is, you know, it's no unity because the ones that it's not affecting are not worried about it. You know, and that happens all the time. You know, and trying to move forward. You know, I'm still on the international, I'm on the IEC. Okay. I'm still there. And, you know, there's some people there that's about to retire that don't like it. And it's like you said, what's in the contract is they are supposed, we were supposed to meet with Anita. We were supposed to meet with management. And what happens is the chairs cover their asses about changes. And you know, the contract says 90% or better. And leaving no choices is not a part of that. I do believe that, you know, but like I said, you know, it's not really affecting me, but I still think it's wrong.
Well, with that, what you just said, all we want is a choice. We're not saying we just want traditional Medicare. We're not saying we just want Medicare Advantage. I want traditional Medicare back because of the experiences that I'm having with them. I want it back because of people that call me every day that's having a problem. The doctors, they can't get a test done. We have a gentleman, needs a PET scan. Aetna said it's not medically necessary to get a PET scan. This man has cancer. He can't get a PET scan. Nobody in this room sees a problem with that? Nobody? I take medication that I need. CVS sends me an email. We cannot cover your medication. It is not medically necessary. What? They found an aneurysm on me. I needed a CAT scan. You know how long it took them to send me authorization for that? 3 months. I could have been dead if it wasn't for my doctor.
And when you deny, you know, whenever we got denied anything, we called the union hall. And
For what? Does anybody answer the phone? Anybody answer the phone?
no, I can't answer. I'm not there. No,
Well, I told people, call the Retirees Association, nobody answered the phone.
Because I can tell you, I answer the phone.
Well, that was you. This is what's going on now. You know why? Because they're wrong, and they will not admit to being wrong. People are hurting out here. Go ahead, Evangeline.
Hi,
Introduce yourself.
my name is Evangeline Byers. I'm an active member of TWU Local 100. I've been helping the retirees to organize the fight to get back to medical benefits. This is not only just affecting retirees. The fact that they gave it back is now affecting the active workers as well, right? Because now Aetna is changing the plan. And now when people go, you know how when you get ready to retire, you're like, okay, I'll go get my surgeries before I go out. Well, they're going to get their surgeries and being denied, telling them that they can't have it. People who are from the age of 55 to 65, having strokes, being forced, not given the care that they need to go into the nursing home. We have a young woman, anybody who's a train operator conductor, remember Edwina Anderson, currently in a nursing home. Her son is paying $15,000 a month, and the insurance was supposed to cover. So when they gave back the medical coverage, although we know from talking to Mr. Levine that down here, you all are doing pretty well because Aetna has taken care of Florida because of how many retirees are here. However, everywhere else, and as someone who's been going out and meeting with the families and the people who don't have care, don't have coverage, and what happens is if you have a stroke and you're denied care in those critical moments of not being able to get rehab, you almost lose the ability to get back your motor skills and stuff and function. And that's what we're dealing with. And so us fighting for this is to make sure that although everyone down here is okay, what we've heard is that in West Florida, there were a group of retirees who was knocked off of Medicare Advantage. However, a woman who works for Aetna named Sabrina, who is stationed out of New York, who will not service the people who are having issues in New York. But if anything happens in Florida, they'll make sure they'll put you as out of network, and they'll make sure that things are worked out for the ones that they know. Now imagine the hundreds of thousands of people who we don't know about, right? And that's how important this is. So we're not asking people to give up Medicare Advantage. If you like it, keep it. However, we need the option. And without the affidavits, we have no way to show the judge that there was an issue. So if you lived in West Florida and you were knocked off, and you had to call Mr. Levine or whoever to get to Sabrina, and then she cut out some special deal for you, then we need that, and we need an affidavit so that we can show that there was an interruption. Not that you don't have it, but that something did occur. Because what they testified in court is that there is no issues. No one ever gets knocked off. No one ever gets denied care or treatment. And we know 100% from what we've been witnessing and experiencing that that is not true. So that is the importance of it. Not that we're trying to say you can't have Medicare Advantage, because John Samuelson in 2012, he negotiated the two options where Medicare Advantage became a part of the package. So you had Medicare, and then the second option was Medicare Advantage. However, taking away Medicare, that option, if you ever get knocked off of Medicare Advantage, or they don't cover you all the way, you could always switch back, and then you'll be totally covered at no expense to you. But that's not the situation now, right? So that is how critical it is. So anybody in Florida is gonna be okay. But there have been interruptions, and we know, because Mr. Levine made it clear to us that it has been. But Sabrina, who doesn't take care of anybody in New York, New Jersey, or anywhere else, will make sure that Florida is okay, right? But we have to remember, as union people, an injury to one is an injury to all.
Absolutely.
And what you need to understand about Aetna is that the plan changes without any type of negotiation. They can change it at will. So right now, everything is okay, and Florida is being covered, but how do we know what the future holds, right? So that Medicare option where the transit authority is paying the 20% actually safeguards us in case something ever occurs. Now, for someone who's like myself, who is still working and working towards retirement, that means that we've been sold out, right? Because we're okay now, but what happens when we retire, right? We won't have access to the quality care and the lifestyle and what you have. So it's very vitally important that we fix that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody of how life.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Anita Clinton. I had 29 years of service with the New York City Transit Authority, retired 12 years. I had Medicare, traditional Medicare, no problems, and now that we got this scam, it's become very burdensome on a lot of people. There's just a couple of things I want to point out. Taking a trip down memory lane. Those of you who can remember being a little kid, your vaccine, going to the doctor, getting your prescription. That's how it should be, even as an adult. What's happening with Advantage plans is that it's not the doctor making decisions on your health. It's a board of corporate people, and their bottom line is not your health, it's not my health.
It's the money.
It's the money.
That's right.
It's the profit. And as horrible as it is to hear, they make more money by delaying and denying and making you jump through hoops than for you to get the thing that you need. It's a sad reality, and we see it playing out not just in New York City Transit, across the country. All these Medicare plans have people upset. I don't know how many of you saw the video where there was a doctor going into the operating room and the Medicare Advantage plan telling her you can't do it, even though she had already been approved and was getting ready to operate on a person. How horrific is that? Nobody in this room should want to be subjected to that. When you get sick, you should go to your doctor and then get whatever it is you need from your doctor. Your doctor is the one who's qualified to talk about your health, not somebody sitting behind a desk saying, how much money can we get out of this person?
Thank you, Anita. Anybody have any questions? Joe, go ahead.
I just want to say, my name is Joe Odom. I'm a former chairman of Dunhill Depot and staff rep for TWU. I live in Florida. I have Medicare Advantage, and I don't have a problem with it. I've never submitted a bill or anything that they didn't pay. But I got involved because one of my former operators called me to say that he had cancer. He had prostate cancer, and he was being treated at the Mayo Clinic. When we switched over to Medicare Advantage, they told him they couldn't treat him anymore. He was frantic trying to find another doctor. So that's why I got involved, because an injury to one is an injury to all of us. And where we might not be affected now, that doesn't say that we're not going to be affected a little later on. So that's something that we all need to think about.
And I just want to say this in this room, if anybody was denied anything, but it got fixed, we have affidavits right there. I have a couple of young ladies here that will help you fill one out so that we can get, I mean anything, and it got fixed. And there's nothing that they can do to you. This is being done in a court of law. So if you have had any type of denial, anything ever happened to you as far as you denied the doctor or you lost your doctor, please fill out an affidavit for it. Because the more the merrier. If he walks into the courtroom and he got 500 affidavits and this judge sees this and the judge said, well, I thought you didn't have any denials or delays. What is this telling me? So if anybody has any problems or had any problems, please, we're here. It'll be in confidence. Fill out the affidavit so we can get it to the lawyer. Anybody else have any questions, any concerns? Thank y'all for having us too. Anybody else? No? Carlton, why you smiling back there? I ain't seen you in about 15 years.
I ain't seen you for a long time. You know, just sit up here, looking at you, you know?
Thank y'all guys.
Here comes Andre, man.
If you got any questions, we're gonna hang out with y'all for a little while. If y'all don't mind. Can us young people hang out with y'all?